a worst enemy, but a guy coming back from Tommy John. Trying to be more consistent. Here's the windup and the 2-1. Strike at the knees on the outside corner, and Bichette straightens and gives a look toward the dugout, gritting his teeth. One of those in-betweeners. Do you challenge? Do you not? It was a perfect strike at the knees on the outside corner. So Cavalli, soft windup, deals the 2-2. And it's hit hard on the ground to second. Right at Nunez, who's there. Throws to first in time for the out. And there's one away. So they'll bring up Soto. So being in the heart of the lineup, brought to you by Amvuttra. Ask your doctor about Amvuttra and visit amvuttra.com to learn more today. Soto, again, the only Met with a hit against Cavalli, who can kind of be one of those effectively wild guys where a lot of pitches, we'll walk a couple, but we'll strike out a lot. Soto almost caught him for an opposite field home run back in the first inning. First pitch here. Soto swings, hits a high fly ball left field. This one he did not miss. It is gone. Onto the Fiesta deck in left field. Home runs on back-to-back nights for Juan Soto. Both to the opposite field. This one gets him on the board, and the Nationals' lead has been cut to 2-1 in the third inning. For Soto, his third-round tripper of the year. Second one here at home. And he is someone that we don't talk about struggling at all amongst a struggling lineup of hitters. He has been the same old Soto this whole time.
So Cavalli finally gives up his first home run of the year. And good to see that Soto isn't really bothered offensively anyhow by the forearm stiffness or tightness that he's had recently, which he says is feeling better.
Here's MJ Melendez with one out. First pitch. Breaking ball in for a strike, knuckle curve, and it's 0-1. Yeah, so Soto last night was facing Zach Littell, someone he had struggled with mightily. 1-for-8 lifetime. He homers. 0-1. Melendez takes another curve for a strike. 0-2. And then, Cavalli, who had not given up a home run all season, working on about 26, 27 innings, gives one up to a guy by the name of Juan Soto. Melendez calls for time. So Soto again up to 3 home runs this season. Banking with Apple Bank is a home run. Learn more at applebank.com. The 0-2. Swing and a miss. Melendez chased the changeup. That was a foot outside. He strikes out swinging. 2 down in the third. So 2-1 Washington. And here's Francisco Alvarez. Mets baseball is better together. Catch the action at Citi Field with friends, family, co-workers, and enjoy unbeatable views with great food and great drinks. Start planning your outing now at Mets.com/groups. Righty against righty. Base is clear. Infield straight up. First pitch. Curveball snaps in for a strike, and it's 0-1. I'll tell you what, with Soto, again, he was playing in his 15th game. He missed about half the games with that calf injury. He's not really missed a beat since he's come back. 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss late on 97, and it's 0-2. And Soto, he didn't even go on a rehab assignment, didn't go anywhere. Usually guys want to get back their timing, but Soto's just so good. He doesn't really need something like that. I meant to say that, not that that's overblown, but a lot of the things that they can do, they can repeat without having a rehab for hitters. 0-2. Strike 3 called, got him looking on the outside corner for the second consecutive AB. Alvarez takes strike 3. But the Mets grab a run. Soto homers to left, and we're done with 3 at Citi Field. Washington 2, Mets 1 on Odyssey Mets Radio, powered by the all-new Nissan Sentra.
Let's go, Mets!
Choose to lean into it. Every Mazda is engineered to give you effortless control.
I wake up.
Hey, baseball fans, it's game time. Gear up for the season with Key Food and their family of supermarkets. Your one-stop shop for all your game day essentials. Whether you're grilling up hot dogs or snacking on peanuts and popcorn, Key Food has you covered with a selection that never strikes out. Plus, as proud sponsors of Odyssey Mets Radio, Key Food and their family of supermarkets brings every thrilling moment straight to you. Key Food. The difference is key.
In baseball, great teams know one thing: smart defense wins championships. The same is true when it comes to protecting yourself. That's why more Americans are starting with Byrna Less Lethal. Byrna Less Lethal personal protection products are designed to stop an attacker for up to 40 minutes, giving you time to get to safety and call for help. Byrna is proudly American and hand-assembled in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Play smarter defense. Visit Byrna.com today. That's BYRNA, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com to check availability at your location.
Introducing the all-new MLB Plus, your ticket to streaming baseball's best. Let's go! Enjoy MLB Network 24/7 with live out-of-market games and award-winning shows. Enhance game nights with MLB Big Inning, live and commercial-free. And hear live home and away radio broadcasts of every game, blackout-free. Even stream minor league games all season. It's all here, and it's on
Radio.
Let's pause 10 seconds. Station ID.
This is Odyssey Mets Radio on WHSQ and WCBS-FM HD2, New York.
C.J. Abrams leads off the top of the fourth inning and takes a slider strike from David Peterson. 0-1. Now, top of the fourth, 2-1 Washington. We are joined in the inning by Newsday's Ben Dixon in the house tonight. Pitch to Abrams is a little bit low with a sinker. And it is 1-1 strike. How you doing, Ben?
Good. Great to be with you guys.
Are you guys keeping track of what your ERAs are in these innings that you're doing? A 1-1, wave and a miss at a slider, and it's 1-2.
We should be. I think that'd be a good story. I mean, it seems like I've been getting some quick innings the couple times I did it before.
Well, Laura was like Steve Carlton or Jim Cotton first few.
1-2, tap foul behind home plate. That stays 1-2 on C.J. Abrams. So a lot of things going on right now in Metsland. First of all, I think another theme that we're seeing is guys are getting hurt is teams are still pitching to Juan Soto, even though the rest of the lineup has been struggling. It seems like it's not a good plan. 1-2 to Abrams, swing and a miss at a slider. Strike three, fourth strikeout for Peterson. One away in the fourth.
No, definitely not. Juan Soto is still Juan Soto. We, as we've been seeing, that homer opposite field, vintage shot by him there.
One away. Here's Jacob Young batting right-handed. Nats have a 2-1 lead, top of the fourth. Corners come in now. Pitch to the righty. Young takes up high. 1 ball and no strikes. So we mentioned, of course, Polanco has been injured. There's many guys that are on the list. And Luis Robert Jr. is starting to deal with some stuff. That's not good. 1-0. Missed outside, ball 2.
Yeah, it's interesting with Robert, too, because, as you guys know, they kind of eased him into spring training.
Right.
The injury history was obviously there with the White Sox, so there's definitely concern here.
There's the 2-0 to Young. Swing and a miss. Went after a sinker away. That's 2 balls and 1 strike.
It's a long way off, but, A.J. Ewing was moved up from Double-A to Triple-A, and he had quite the night last night for Syracuse in his Triple-A debut.
Next pitch, strike on the outside corner, 2-2.
No, that kid is pretty special. I got a chance to talk to him down in Port St. Lucie. Definitely has his head on straight. He's turning heads, obviously, with his performance. Plays the guitar, too, if you guys didn't know.
Oh.
It's a nice little passion of his. Mets fans get to know him soon.
2-2 to Young. Missed down low, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Didn't Bronson Arroyo come out with an album many years ago?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there's been some. Howie, have the Mets had musical guys? I mean, I feel like we would have known this. Not. 3-2 pitch is high. Ball 4, so Young walks. 1 on, 1 out. Dale and Lyle coming up. 2-1 Washington in the fourth.
Sid Fernandez used to have a guitar at his locker, and he'd sit around strumming from time to time.
Okay.
Thankfully, he didn't sing.
Well, Carson Bench plays the guitar too. Him and Ewing, I think, messed with each other a little bit over that about who's better.
Love that.
Yeah.
I guess 2 lefty players. Little Jimi Hendrix.
Exactly.
Corners. Bichette in at third. Beatty holding on the runner at first. First pitch to the lefty Lyle. Ripped to the right side past the lunging Beatty. Base hit going into right field. Young goes first to third. He can fly. So he's on his way to third as Bench fires in. Lyle with his first hit of the night sets the Nats up with first and third and 1 out. And here they come again in the fourth inning. Joey Weimer coming up. Now, Mets have toiled back and forth here. Ben chatting with Ben Dixon of Newsday with Peterson, bullpen starter. Seems like he catches these runs, but still struggling.
Yeah, it's strange. He was obviously in all-star form first half of last year, but just hasn't really been the same since.
Now, Weimer, big righty batter. That bat moving all over this back shoulder, flails it around. First pitch. It's inside. 1 ball and no strikes. Pitching has been something that the Mets have with Holmes, Peralta, but McLean very strong, and Senga and Peterson have not been so strong here of late. Peterson trying to find a ground ball here, get out of it. First and third. Infield back up the middle. The 1-0. Missed down low. 2 balls and no strikes. Mets on that Soto home run have trimmed the lead. Azek exteriors wood rots. Azek trim does not.
You wonder with Peterson if it's a fatigue thing, too, given the career high in innings last year and obviously the hip injury a couple of years ago.
That's a good point, too, because consistency has been a thing that has plagued him in the beginning of this year. 2-0 is fouled straight back. 2-1. And even though people think, well, you go from one off season to the next, you rest up. It's a mental toll that comes with not finishing strong last year and seeing some pitches catch the middle of the plate instead of nibbling at the corners where he should stay.
And another factor that only he would really have a feel for is this is his walk year too. Everybody reacts differently to pitching or playing in their walk year.
2-1 on Weimer. Pitch coming. Chopper hit toward third. Going to be a tough play. Young coming home. Bichette bare hands, holds on, has no play. A run scores. Everybody is safe. 3-1 Washington in the fourth as Young comes in from third. Lyle goes to second, and Joey Weimer on an infield hit and an RBI has given Washington now a 2-run cushion. So you go out and look for some soft contact. Sometimes it's too soft.
Yeah, that's the last thing Peterson needed there.
By the way, Howie, I think our plea for Gary Cohen birthday cake has been heard. There's a person in here. I've never seen this person's face, but he's carrying a box cake. Ben, you picked the right inning to hang.
Yeah, let me get some cake out here. That'd be good.
Here's Nasim Nunez. Corners in. Middle infield back with 1 out. Pitch. Line foul to the right. And a count 0-1.
All I know is I hope it wasn't baked by the press room chef.
Well. Ben, if you want to sit this one out, you can sit this one
No
out.
comment. No comment.
Cake's not supposed to have bones, right?
Lyle at second, Weimer at first. 3-1 Nats. Pitch. Misses inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. I was wondering what you thought of since last night was such a big night for the Mets offense, and they have struggled so much to score. If you had picked up on anything from what we heard last night from players post-game. 1-1. Missed outside. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Well, actually, I spoke to Marcus Semien before today's game because he kind of had the grounder that went under Vivas's glove and kind of got them going. Talk about crooked numbers, but getting 7 runs can kind of lift the pressure off these guys, I think.
Peterson set. First and second. 1 out. We'll look to second of the pitch. Missed low. 3 balls and 1 strike.
Yeah, obviously aided by that error, but when the offense is struggling and guys are pressing, kind of like a layup analogy, to see one go through could help a shooter really get going. Sometimes you get aided by an error. It could help things out.
Mets have been begging for a bounce to go their way. 3-1. Misses Owe, and that one misses for ball 4. So Nunez, the 8-hitter, a 195 hitter, is on. That pushes Weimer to second, Lyle to third. Bases loaded, 1 out for K-Bear Ruiz. Here comes Justin Willer, the pitching coach, trotting out. All the while, Sean Manaea is getting loose in the Mets bullpen.
Yeah, this game has Sean Manaea written all over it, doesn't it? Meaning, and this is not anything having to do with Sean personally, just the fact that his profile now is for just this, getting into a game where the starter falters with the idea of giving the Mets significant length, 3, 4 or so innings. And the way Peterson has struggled here, 70 pitches, 1 out in the fourth, 3-1 already. Washington, bases loaded. Manaea can be in here sooner than later. I know they'd like to give him a clean inning, which ideally means start him in the next inning, but Peterson is probably working with very little safety net right now.
21 pitches in this inning alone of the 70. There's cake that's been placed right in front of me. 1 slice in front of Ben, and there you go, Howie. There's a piece of cake.
I really did choose the right inning. I'm texting Laura as soon as I get out of here.
Well, that's right. 3-1 Nats. Pitch to Ruiz. Breaking ball's in for a strike. That's 0-1. Well, the famous words of Marie Antoinette, even though the people didn't like it when she said it, let them eat cake. So here we are. Looks like a straight vanilla with vanilla frosting. Some funfetti sprinkles on top. Howie's going in with his hands. The 0-1 fouled off at home plate. And there's nothing in 2.
I don't have a fork.
Oh, you didn't get a fork?
Oh, thanks.
I was going to say, we have forks.
Did you eat from this? All right.
How is it?
The fork? The cake is good. The cake is really good. I've seen better forks.
Yeah,
but-
fork looks clean enough.
Yeah, if the fork snaps, we know the cake may be a little sitting around for a while.
Oh, this is good. This definitely wasn't baked by the press room chef.
3-1 Washington. Infield back with 1 out. 0-2. Fouled off at home plate. It stays 0-2 on Ruiz. Ben Dixon from Newsday hanging out with us. Ben, take a bite of this cake. You have to do it on the air. How many times can you say you're going to have a piece of cake on the radio?
This would probably be the first, or definitely be the first.
We know our buddy Steve Gelbs likes to rate hot dogs around the country, so
that's pretty good cake.
Pretty good cake. Yeah. You heard it here first. Bases loaded, 1 out. Peterson in trouble here, looking for strike 3. Here it comes, and it's caught on and missed. He struck him out with a changeup. So 2 outs, top of the order coming up, and it's always tricky to bring in the new pitcher, with Manaea getting loose with the bases loaded. You feel like you're throwing a guy in with absolutely no margin for error, because if he walks the first batter just trying to get used to the mound and the zone, you bring in a run. So it is a lefty-lefty matchup for Peterson with James Wood, scary hitter. Bases loaded, infield back. First pitch. Strike dots the outside corner with a sinker, and it's 0-1. Wood with a single to right and a strikeout. Struck him out on a slider last time around. Lyle at third, Weimer at second, Nunez at first. The 0-1. Swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. Peterson has already given up 1 run here. But bases loaded, 1 out after that. Big strikeout. If he can limit the Nats to 1, it would be a huge little victory in this 9-inning game. We're in the top of the 4th. Bases loaded, 2 outs. 0-2. Check swing. Did he go? No. On appeal to third.
I thought he did.
Little slider away. Chad Whitson says no.
It's close.
I'm sure if you had a piece of that cake, you'd probably think
you're
a little
love
different.
It. This is some of the best cake I've had in a while.
That's why I'm kind of, not supposed to root in the booth, but I want the inning to end so I can join you two. Bases loaded, 2 outs, 3-1 Washington, 1-2. Way outside. Fastball missed at 92 miles an hour, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. This may be the last batter of the game for Peterson, so he can kind of let it rip velocity-wise. He's at 78 pitches. Bases loaded, 2 outs, 2-2. Down low, missed with the curve, and it's 3-2. So here you go. James Wood batting, bases juiced, 2-run game. Runners will be moving here in the 4th. Wood, 10 home runs, terrific power, but a lot of swing and miss. Infield back, Peterson set, payoff. Outside, ball 4. He walked him.
He's gone.
4-1 Washington. Lyle comes in from third on the walk. Weimer goes to third. Nunez to second. Wood on his way to first. You can give him an RBI with the walk. And speaking of walking, Carlos Mendoza out to the mound. Call to the bullpen brought to you by Red Pocket Mobile. Visit redpocket.com to see why more Americans are switching to better wireless while also paying less.
Is the high price of gas throwing you a curveball? In baseball, a deep bench makes all the difference. And when it comes to driving, Westbury Toyota is the heaviest hitter. Step up to the plate with our massive selection of electric vehicles and hybrids. We have more electrified models in stock than anyone else in the tri-state. Plus, ask about federal tax rebates and local incentives. And you could round the bases with money back in your pocket. Get MVP treatment and the biggest inventory in New York at Westbury Toyota.
In life, a curveball can be thrown at any moment, and you need a team that knows how to hit it out of the park. The Rothenberg Law Firm has been crushing curveballs, sliders, and fastballs for more than 50 years. We're a team of personal injury lawyers with billions recovered for our clients, because every setback deserves a major comeback. The Rothenberg Law Firm, 1-800-624-8888, or visit injurylawyer.com.
Be a lawyer for injured ones, injurylawyer.com.
Are you or a loved one living with Crohn's, colitis, MS, rheumatoid arthritis, or a chronic health condition that requires IV medication? Check out ThriveWell Infusion. Say hello to state-of-the-art private luxury suites. ThriveWell Infusion understands that it can be stressful when receiving an infusion, but it doesn't have to be. At ThriveWell, you'll be provided with exceptional care, comfort, compassion, and convenience. Visit us at ThriveWellInfusion.com. That's ThriveWellInfusion.com. Saving lives, drip by drip.
Now back here in the top of the fourth inning, an inning that continues. The base is still loaded for the Nationals, who lead the Mets 4-1. Sean Manaea coming in to face Curtis Mead on a night where David Peterson struggled early, gave up 2 runs in the first, then found it a little bit, settled down to end the first, second, and third, but then a 1-out walk to a single, to another single, and the Nats have scored twice in this inning. That now Sean Manaea will try to dig the Mets out of here. Facing, again, Curtis Mead, a right-hand hitter. Ben Dixon from Newsday, still with us here in this top of the fourth inning. Sean Manaea set. First pitch to Mead, the righty. Missed up high, 1 ball and no strikes. Can confirm that the Gary Cohen birthday cake is delicious.
Fantastic.
It's not been a very delicious inning for the Mets, who have given up a couple of runs here. 3-run Nats lead. Pitch. Strike down the middle. Fastball at 88 miles an hour, and it's 1-1. Sean Manaea has been pitching valiantly in relief for this entire season. He's going to stick in the bullpen, though. The 1-1. Way inside, and it hit him. So a sweeper hits Mead in the leg to bring in another run. 5-1 Washington. So in this inning, 2 of the 3 runs have scored via walk and now hit by pitch. So Weimer comes in from third. Nunez goes to third. Wood up to second, and Mead now goes to first. And here's the righty, Brady House.
Peterson was ahead 0-2 on Wood, too. Threw 4 straight balls.
So now House, the righty. First one. At the knees, called strike with a fastball, and it's 0-1. Well, Peterson was ahead, and he struck out Wood back in that third inning. But just try to be a little too fine. 5-1 Nats. 3 runs in the inning. 0-1. Rocketed to deep left center field. This one is deep, and this one is gone for a grand slam home run. Brady House has put the Nationals up 9-1. The Mets last night had a laugher of an inning. The Nats have one right back tonight. They have their own 7-run fourth inning. Wow, did this thing flip. Well, Peterson put him on, and Manaea let him in. 9-1 Nationals. For House's 4th home run, up to now 14 RBIs. And here is C.J. Abrams. First pitch from Manaea. That's crushed on a line to left center field. Melendez over. Can't get it, and one hops off the wall in left center. And Abrams is into second, standing with a double. Hit by pitch, grand slam, 2-base hit. 5 pitches into Manaea's outing.
You made a point earlier as Manaea was loosening up that ideally, not only did the Mets want to give him a clean inning, but also it's exceedingly difficult to come into a game, especially in Manaea's situation, when you're used to starting and having ample time to warm up. But coming in a bases-loaded situation just complicates matters that much more. And for Manaea, the complications go beyond this inning. He's a starting pitcher who has begrudgingly had to accept his role as it stands right now, and in so doing, because he doesn't always get to stretch out to the number of pitches or even close to the number of pitches that he would throw as a starter. Now, even though the performance right now doesn't indicate a guy you'd be looking to plug into the rotation anytime soon, it just makes it harder to do that when he's not stretched out to that level where you'd be comfortable starting him in a game. So he's kind of betwixt and between right now.
Here's Jacob Young, still 2 outs in the inning, and the first pitch to the righty is on the inside corner for a called strike.
His velocity's been way down, too, since the beginning of spring.
Runner at second base, 9-1 Nats. Pitch, that's low with a sweeper. That's 1 ball and 1 strike. Actually talking to Carlos Mendoza about Manaea maybe going into the rotation, but Manaea's been a 2-pitch pitcher, and you can't be a 2-pitch pitcher as a starter. The 1-1 is fouled back, 1-2. And the point that you just made, Ben, is that the velocity's been low, 88, and you're going to throw a changeup at 82. There's just not enough fastball velocity to then change it up with literally a changeup.
No, it's not effective.
1-2 in the dirt, stopped by Alvarez to keep Abrams at second, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. This has been a rough inning, and again, the game giveth, the game taketh away. 7-run fourth for the Mets yesterday, and an 8-0 win. Today it is 9-1 Washington, 7-run fourth for them. 2-2 at the knees, called strike, and that ends the inning mercifully. 7 runs come across for the Nationals. They take a commanding 9-1 lead, middle of 4. Ben, good to see you. Take your cake with you on your way.
Will do. Thank you guys for having me again.
You can have your cake and eat it.
9-1 Washington on Odyssey Mets Radio, powered by the all-new Nissan Sentra.
Let's go, Mets!
Choose to lean into it. Every Mazda is engineered to give you effortless control.
I wake up.
Hey, baseball fans, it's game time. Gear up for the season with Key Food and their family of supermarkets. Your one-stop shop for all your game day essentials. Whether you're grilling up hot dogs or snacking on peanuts and popcorn, Key Food has you covered with a selection that never strikes out. Plus, as proud sponsors of Odyssey Mets Radio, Key Food and their family of supermarkets brings every thrilling moment straight to you. Key Food. The difference is key.
In baseball, great teams know one thing. Smart defense wins championships. The same is true when it comes to protecting yourself. That's why more Americans are starting with Byrna Less Lethal. Byrna Less Lethal personal protection products are designed to stop an attacker for up to 40 minutes, giving you time to get to safety and call for help. Byrna is proudly American and hand-assembled in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Play smarter defense. Visit Byrna.com today. That's Byrna, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com to check availability at your location.
Introducing the all-new MLB Plus, your ticket to streaming baseball's best. Enjoy MLB Network 24/7 with live out-of-market games and award-winning shows. Enhance game nights with MLB Big Inning, live and commercial-free. And hear live home and away radio broadcasts of every game, blackout-free. Even stream minor league games all season. It's all here and it's all new. Get MLB Plus for just $59.99 a year. Visit MLB.com/MLB.
Boilers. Brett Beatty leads off the Mets' 4th inning and takes a strike from Cade Cavalli. It is 9-1 Washington. 7-run top of the 4th inning. 0-1 on Beatty. Cavalli winds and fires. The pitch chopped over the mound towards second. Abrams has it by the bag. Shortstop throws to first to get Beatty for the first out. 4th inning brought to you by Cars for Kids. 877 Cars for Kids. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today. Tyrone Taylor coming up. We can close the line on David Peterson, who goes 3 2/3. He is charged for 7 of the 9 runs allowed, 5 hits, 3 walks, and 5 strikeouts. Pitch to Taylor. Fastball misses high. 1 ball and no strikes. So the positive side for the Mets is that was about as rough as it gets. And they do have 6 chances to hit. 6 innings to go. Here's the 1-0. Taylor, it's a ground ball left side, and it's backhanded in the hole deep by Abrams, but he doesn't make a play, just holds onto it, and Taylor's on with a hit. House, the third baseman, dove to his left. Abrams crisscrossing behind him, moved to his right. All I could do was just stop it from going further into the outfield. So Taylor's on. 1 out. Carson Bench coming up. Now, for a team that is struggling, 10-19, and the struggles have been the offense. It's just not what you're looking for when you're trying to focus on your at-bats. And Carlos Mendoza always talks about this as Bench stands in. First pitch, breaking ball, misses inside with ball 1. He said, okay, the at-bats, you look at them one way when it's the beginning of the game or a tight game. But when it's this lopsided, this quickly, the at-bats change drastically. You got to take a pitch. Things like that. Changes the plan. 1-0. Swing and a miss. Bench chases that curve. And that's 1 ball and 1 strike. But for the Mets, about chipping away against the Nationals and Cade Cavalli, who's thrown 58 pitches. Did give up a run on a Soto home run back in the third. Taylor at first, one out. House way off the line at third. The 1-1 drops over the outside corner with a sweeper, and it's 1-2. Bench flew out to right his first time. 7 for his last 20. Sits low in that lefty stance. Cavalli set. Runner at first, the 1-2. Check swing on a pitch in. He went around, couldn't hold up, and it's strike 3. That fastball puts him away. 2 outs now for Marcus Semien. Such a different feel to the game, as if the air has been sucked out of this Citi Field building with that 7-run inning. Mets were down 2-0 after 1. Got one back on the Soto home run. And now 9-1 Washington. 2 outs, bottom of the fourth. Semien coming up. Cavalli offers. The pitch hit hard up the middle. Base hit into center field. Taylor takes the turn at second, but stops as Young fires in. So first and second now on Semien's hit. And Mauricio coming up. And that's the thing, too, with the scoreboard being the way it is, if these guys are still trying to find their swing in this part of the season, that's what the Mets have been struggling with, they're going to still do that. So Mauricio climbs in, struck out his first time. Big left-hand hitter. Two outs, 8-run Met deficit. On the first pitch, curve misses outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Cavalli, again, a big kid, 27-year-old former first-rounder. In his just 18th start, third major league season. Was hurt in 23 and a 24. Set. And the 1-0. Up and in. Mauricio leans out of the way. 2 balls and no strikes. He is from, again, Oklahoma, as Howie mentioned. And when Jeremy Hefner was here, the Mets pitching coach, Hef with some big ties to Oklahoma, and said he pretty much knew everybody that was in the Oklahoma baseball scene. It's not a very big scene. 2-0, swing and a miss. Ball goes behind the catcher to the backstop. Taylor goes to third. Semien goes to second. So you had Mauricio chasing wildly a pitch in the dirt, but it turns into second and third now with 2 outs. Now, Hef, of course, is now down with the Atlanta Braves, but there's one thing he told me about Cavalli, knowing that Cavalli was eventually going to be coming back. He actually pitched against the Mets last year, was that he had been tipping his pitches in his previous outings. And Cavalli has actually talked about tipping his pitches, something almost every pitcher seems to struggle with. 2-1. Swing and a miss and a tight curve on the inside corner. That's 2-2.
Cavalli got him with a sweeper last time. But, man, Mauricio just has not been able to lay off that down and in curve.
2-2, 2 outs, 2 on. Pitch. Swing and a miss. Knuckle curve in the dirt. Tag applied by Ruiz. And the inning is over. No runs, 2 hits, 2 left. Could listen to 8 rows. We go to the 5th. 9-1 Washington on Odyssey Mets Radio, powered by the all-new Nissan Sentra.
Let's go, Mets!
Choose to lean into it. Every Mazda is engineered to give you effortless control.
I wake up.
Hey, baseball fans, it's game time. Gear up for the season with Key Food and their family of supermarkets. Your one-stop shop for all your game day essentials. Whether you're grilling up hot dogs or snacking on peanuts and popcorn, Key Food has you covered with a selection that never strikes out. Plus, as proud sponsors of Odyssey Mets Radio, Key Food and their family of supermarkets brings every thrilling moment straight to you. Key Food. The difference is key.
In baseball, great teams know one thing. Smart defense wins championships. The same is true when it comes to protecting yourself. That's why more Americans are starting with Byrna Less Lethal. Byrna Less Lethal personal protection products are designed to stop an attacker for up to 40 minutes, giving you time to get to safety and call for help. Byrna is proudly American and hand-assembled in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Play smarter defense. Visit Byrna.com today. That's Byrna, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com to check availability at your location.
Introducing the all-new MLB Plus, your ticket to streaming baseball's best. Enjoy MLB Network 24/7 with live out-of-market games and award-winning shows. Enhance game nights with MLB Big Inning, live and commercial-free. And hear live home and away radio broadcasts of every game, blackout-free. Even stream minor league games all season. It's all here and it's all new. Get MLB Plus for just $59.99 a year. Visit
Westbury.
Top of the fifth inning, 9-1 Washington. Sean Manaea facing Dale and Lyle. The first pitch. Caught on and missed by Lyle. Howie?
I was saying hello to some fans who were nice enough to walk by. We had cake. They smelled the cake. So they thought we put some out. And like good hosts, we should. Get some Danish out there. 0-1 to Lyle. Thank you, Keith. And the next pitch by Manaea is taken outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. And the rain's been kind of coming down in drips and grabs. Luckily, it hasn't poured yet. The 1-1 taken for a called strike 1 and 2. It used to be that they would say, well, slow it down, hope it pours. It's not official yet. The 1-2 hit on the ground foul up the first base side. But, they changed those rules now with suspended games and such. So this Washington lead will hold until the Mets deem otherwise. Here's the 1-2 to Lyle. Swung on and missed strike 3, a high sweeper. And Manaea has his second strikeout.
How did you feel about that when that rule eventually got changed? We're going to continue games we already started playing instead of forgetting all about that history.
I totally agree with that.
Yeah.
I think it was the smart thing to do. And really the only sensible thing to do. It's like you hit a home run, but you didn't hit a home run. Joey Wiemer, the batter, takes fastball for a called strike, 0-1. I mean, that was the rule, that if you hit a home run early in a game that was called before it was an official game, the 0-1 in for a called strike, a cutter, 0-2, it was like it never happened.
Yep.
They wiped out everything that took place, say, in those first 4 innings. Here's the 0-2 to Wiemer. Swing and a missed strike 3. Got him with a fastball. And now Manaea has struck out 3 straight batters. Other than that, Mrs. Lincoln, how's the show? So 2 out. You never heard that one? Wait a minute.
It's just good. It's funny. I
mean, it's 9-1, right?
Yeah.
All right, so 2 out, nobody on. Here's Nunez. And that pitch is taken inside. 1 ball and no strikes. Nunez has flied to right, drawn a walk, and scored. 1-0 coming. And he tries to hold a swing. He goes around, says the first base umpire, Brian Walsh. 1-1 to Nunez. 5th inning sponsored by ELEC 825, building our future. A 1-1. Taken low and away. 2 balls and 1 strike. I was hoping you'd heard that one before.
I feel like I have. Who ought to...
Oh, it goes back.
Yeah.
All the way back to 1865, I guess. 2-1 to Nunez, taken high. 3 balls and 1 strike. Somebody might have said it the next night for all I know. I wasn't there, in case you wondered. 1865. 3-1 to Nunez. Swinging a slow bouncer to the right side, way off the bag. Beatty, the first baseman, flips to Manaea, covering, and the call is safe. I don't know if Manaea's foot missed the bag. I thought he might have gotten there in time, but it may well be that if, in fact, he did beat Nunez to the bag, and Nunez is fast, then maybe Manaea didn't get the foot down in time. Let's see. Yeah, he might. Well, I don't know.
Well, Carlos is gonna challenge this.
I'm looking at this from 2 different angles. I think Manaea got the bag.
New York is challenging.
So it looks like the flip to Manaea is there on time. He puts his foot down. Nunez is not there yet, but as Manaea is putting his foot down, Nunez is putting his down as well. If Manaea's foot hits the bag, he's out. If it hits the dirt and then leans into the bag, then it's close because as he's sliding on the dirt toward the bag, this is probably the best angle right here, Howie, from the home plate view. Oh, I think he's out, right?
I think the toe of the right foot is on the side of the bag.
I was watching Manaya's expression. He didn't say anything. He didn't turn and fire to look to the dugout or look to the umpire and say, no way. He just kind of went along with it. He didn't really make any kind of look at all. So he puts his foot down in the dirt with the heel, and then the toe comes down near the bag. And they're showing the view from home plate so you can see the side of the bag where the toes are coming down right near the bag. It looks like if anything, hits the dirt and then pushes the toe into the bag because he actually lifts his heel up, showing me that he's trying to push the toe onto the bag from stepping on the dirt first.
I can't tell if there's daylight between the toe and the edge of the bag. I mean, we're talking about something that infinitesimal. And it is 9-1, and it is raining. And you would think that they'll have adjudication sooner than later. But it's too late to be sooner.
It'll come down to toes here, Howie. If Manaya got his toes down in time.
Well, they got the big toe, the captain. Then he got it. I thought he did. I thought he scraped the bag with his toe before Nunez got there. And evidently this could go on all night.
Well, Bill, something? Got his earpiece in. He's talking to somebody back there, back in the city. Here we go.
After review, the call on the field stands. The runner is safe. New York will lose their challenge.
I don't know. That call is not confirmed. It stands, which means that they did not have enough evidence to overturn it. And because that call on the field was safe, that's why the Nationals get the benefit of the doubt. So, this will be just an infield hit for Nunez. And that brings up Keibert Ruiz, switch hitting catcher, batting right. First pitch, swinging a bouncing ball to third. Knee-high hop for Bichette. Goes to second for the force play. Side retired. So no runs, one hit, no errors, one left. And in the middle of the fifth inning, it's the Nationals 9, the Mets 1 on Odyssey Mets Radio, powered by the all-new Nissan Sentra.
Let's go, Mets!
Choose to lean into it. Every Mazda is engineered to give you effortless control.
I wake up.
Hey, baseball fans, it's game time. Gear up for the season with Key Food and their family of supermarkets. Your one-stop shop for all your game day essentials. Whether you're grilling up hot dogs or snacking on peanuts and popcorn, Key Food has you covered with a selection that never strikes out. Plus, as proud sponsors of Odyssey Mets Radio, Key Food and their family of supermarkets brings every thrilling moment straight to you. Key Food. The difference is key.
In baseball, great teams know one thing. Smart defense wins championships. The same is true when it comes to protecting yourself. That's why more Americans are starting with Byrna Less Lethal. Byrna Less Lethal personal protection products are designed to stop an attacker for up to 40 minutes, giving you time to get to safety and call for help. Byrna is proudly American and hand-assembled in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Play smarter defense. Visit Byrna.com today. That's B-Y-R-N-A, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com to check availability at your location.
Introducing the all-new MLB Plus, your ticket to streaming baseball's best. Enjoy MLB Network 24/7 with live out-of-market games and award-winning shows. Enhance game nights with MLB Big Inning, live and commercial-free. And hear live home and away radio broadcasts of every game, blackout-free. Even stream minor league games all season. It's all here and it's all new. Get MLB Plus for just $59.99 a year. Visit MLB.com.
Last of the fifth inning, Nationals lead the Mets 9-1. Rain falling, not all that hard, but Bo Bichette, the first batter, grounds one through the hole, a base hit, going into left field. So, as Cade Cavalli begins his third time through the order, Bo Bichette gets him for a first pitch single, and that'll bring up Juan Soto. Well, Soto has doubled and homered in this game. He is absolutely eaten up right-handed pitching so far. I mean, Soto's going to hit the lefties too eventually. He hasn't yet this year, just 2 for 19 against them, but against righties, a whole other story. First pitch taken for a called strike, a changeup, 0-1, including his 2 for 2 tonight against Cavalli. Juan Soto is 15 for 33 against right-handed pitching. Mets with 5 hits now, but they trail 9-1. 0-1 the count. Bichette leading from first, a throw over, and he's back standing. We're coming to you live from the Bob Murphy broadcast booth, proudly presented by Bigelow Tea. Bigelow Tea, grab a mug and tea proudly. 0-1, and time call.
Oh, rain is coming down a little bit more. I wonder if Soto got a little triplet or droplet there in the eye. Not that heavy. Folks downstairs are not really moving, but it's enough. Getting your way.
0-1 the count. Outfield around, or the infield around towards right. The outfield straight up. And the 0-1 taken inside, 1-1. Both of Soto's hits have gone to left center. Double in the first and a home run in the third. Home run the third, hit by Soto. As Juan also had a 2-run home run to center field last night. 1-1. That's taken off the outside corner, a changeup. 2-1, and that rain starting to intensify a little bit, and that's not a surprise. The forecast is once it really starts to rain steadily, it's not expected to stop for hours into the early hours or mid-morning hours. It's supposed to be all right in the afternoon tomorrow. The 2-1 hit on the ground towards first, beyond the reach of Meade. Base hit going into right field. Bichette will go to third, and Soto holds on at first as Weimer plays it back in. Juan Soto was 3 for 3. In fact, he's a triple away from the cycle. Now with the Mets trailing 9-1, nobody out here in the fifth, and runners at the corners for M.J. Melendez.
He's just leading the way right now with how to do it. And some of these guys that are struggling, or some of these guys that are new and struggling, he is certainly taking that medicine across his chest and saying, follow me here with some of the offensive performances we've seen since he's come back from the IL.
So here is Melendez now. He has walked and struck out. The outfield around towards right. Cavalli's 72nd pitch of the game is on the way. And it's a fastball high, ball 1. 96-mile-an-hour fastball, high-speed pitch, sponsored by Spectrum Fiber-powered internet, the most reliable internet you can count on. 8 hits for Washington, 6 for the Mets. 1-0 the count. Now the pitch. Way inside, ball 2. Maybe that Cavalli is starting to run out of some fuel here. Nobody throwing yet in the Washington bullpen. Two and 0. Now the pitch. Swing and a miss. Big knuckle curve, and Melendez swung right over the top of it. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Mentioned tomorrow's game a 1:10 start, and both teams are going to travel after the game. Mets are going all the way out west again. In a series with the Angels on Friday, Christian Scott will pitch for New York. Nationals go home to play Milwaukee. 2-1 pitch. Breaking ball fouled straight down at home plate. And it's now 2-2. Nationals come in here one more time. That's the thing about divisional play. It's amazing that here we are in very late April, just at the end of April. The Nationals are the first National League East team the Mets have played this year. 2-2. Swinging a foul straight back. And I only mention that because of the rain coming down. And right now it really doesn't much matter, because if they had to stop this game, they'd finish it tomorrow. But the point is that you have options when a team comes in more than once. Nowadays, there are only 4 teams that come in more than once. Your division opponents. 2-2. Breaking ball pulled on the ground to first. It goes off the glove of Meade. Nobody covering first. Melendez is safe. Bichette scores. Going to second is Soto. The Mets add a run here to make it 9-2. First and second, still nobody out.
Oh, that ball was just hit so hard that it ate up Curtis Meade. Ball to his left, and probably an error, but I don't know. I mean, he hit it 105 off the bat. It was a step and a swipe at it. And again, it was hit so hard it ricocheted off the glove and shot over near the umpire in foul territory, but well struck a couple times here against Cade Cavalli, third time through.
Yeah, lately they've given the benefit of the doubt last few years to the hitters. on those plays, and they do there. Here's Alvarez, takes the fastball for a called strike, 0-1. So it's a single and an RBI for Melendez. As Bichette scores, Soto's now at second. 9-2 Washington. Alvarez has struck out twice, both looking. Still nobody throwing in that Washington bullpen. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball hit on the ground to short, charged by Abrams, goes to second wide, but Nunez fields it, steps on the bag and throws to first to double off Alvarez. 2 men away. Nicely done by Nasim Nunez at second. He did not get a great throw from C.J. Abrams, but they still turn the 6-4-3 double play. So now 2 out. Soto goes to third.
Well, you talked about it before. Nunez, they say, is the best athlete on the field on the Washington side, and he had to contort his body in a way to receive the throw and then make a strong throw 90 feet away over to first.
So with 2 out, it brings up Beatty. And the first pitch to Brett. Foul back to the screen, 0-1. And so Alvarez gets into his 6th double play of the year. Only Ryan O'Hearn of the Pirates in the National League has hit into more. So 2 out. 9-2 Washington. Soto short lead down the line at third. And the 0-1 to Beatty. Swing and a foul back to the screen. It's 0-2. Mets' first runs of the game tonight, sponsored by Sloman's. Call or visit ac.slomans.com for the best pricing on Central AC. Beatty has taken his time out now. We'll work on the batting gloves a little bit. And the rain, steady though it might be, not hard enough to force most people from their seats, even those who are not under cover. They're hanging in. 0-2. Now the pitch to Beatty. This ball foul, third base side, downstairs out of play. MLB Plus is new for this year. Stream MLB Network 24/7. Select out-of-market games every week, plus live radio broadcasts, our favorites of every game, and minor league action. Visit MLB.com/MLB Plus to subscribe today. 0-2 to Beatty. Now the pitch. Breaking ball swung on and missed. Strike 3. Got him with a sweeper. And that retires the side. 1 run, 3 hits, no errors, 1 left, 9 strikeouts for Cavalli, and we now have an official game. At the end of 5, it's the Nationals 9, the Mets 2 on Odyssey Mets Radio, powered by the all-new Nissan Sentra.
In baseball, great teams know one thing. Smart defense wins championships. The same is true when it comes to protecting yourself. That's why more Americans are starting with Byrna Less Lethal. Byrna Less Lethal personal protection products are designed to stop an attacker for up to 40 minutes, giving you time to get to safety and call for help. Byrna is proudly American and hand-assembled in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Play smarter defense. Visit Byrna.com today. That's BYRNA, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com to check availability at your location.
Hey, baseball fans, it's game time. Gear up for the season with Key Food and their family of supermarkets. Your one-stop shop for all your game day essentials. Whether you're grilling up hot dogs or snacking on peanuts and popcorn, Key Food has you covered with a selection that never strikes out. Plus, as proud sponsors of Odyssey Mets Radio, Key Food and their family of supermarkets brings every thrilling moment straight to you. Key Food. The difference is key.
Introducing the all-new MLB Plus, your ticket to streaming baseball's best. Let's go! Enjoy MLB Network 24/7 with live out-of-market games and award-winning shows. Enhance game nights with MLB Big Inning, live and commercial-free. And hear live home and away radio broadcasts of every game, blackout-free. Even stream minor league games all season. It's all here and it's all new. Get MLB Plus for just $59.99 a year. Visit MLB.com/MLB Plus.
Yes.
6th inning, Nationals 9, Mets 2. James Wood leads off for Washington. Sean Manaea throws a fastball that swung on and missed. 0-1. Top of the order for Washington, Wood, Mead, and House here in the 6th inning. The 0-1, a little number up the first base line along the chalk. It kicks foul. Picked up by Manaea. And so it's 0-2 to James Wood. Scoreboard update brought to you by the New York Lottery. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. Miami beat the Dodgers 3-2 today in L.A. Runners at second and third with one out in the bottom of the ninth. Shohei Ohtani was intentionally walked to load the bases. And then Freddie Freeman grounded into a game-ending double play. Here's the 0-2, and Wood fouls it straight back. So when you have a chance to pick your poison, I guess anybody's got to be less poisonous than Shohei Ohtani, right? But Freddie Freeman, guy who's always been great, clutch spots, it's into the double play. 0-2 to Wood, swing on a fly ball to left, right in his tracks. Melendez now in into his right a step, makes the catch, one man out.
Listening to the Joel Sherman, John Heyman podcast, they had Terry Francona on, and he was talking about managing the Reds in that series last year with the Dodgers, and I forget exactly what the line he had, but he was managing during that playoff series and said to Freddie Benavides, his bench coach.
Here's Meade, first pitch, lifted in the air, foul near the first base dugout. Alvarez sprinting over, can't get there in time. It falls foul, and it's 0-1.
I think he said, I don't know if I should think about beating these guys or asking them for their autograph because he said his lineup was just sick, and that's what it is for the Dodgers. But that double play at the end of the game, the ground ball to first, and then they chased Ohtani back to the bag, tagged him out, stepped on first, and ended the game in the blink of an eye there.
And so Miami takes 2 out of 3 from the Dodgers. Speaking of Terry Francona, I don't think Tito's feeling great at the moment. The 0-1 to Meade taken high, a change-up, 1-1. Hunter Goodman's hit a 2-run homer. The Rockies leading the Reds 8-0, bottom 7 in Cincinnati. 1-1 pitch taken low by Meade, 2 balls, 1 strike. Curtis Meade was the first batter Minaya faced when he inherited a bases-loaded 2-out jam in the fourth. Minaya hit him. Forced in a run. 2-1 pitch, swung on and missed a cutter, 2-2. And then the next batter, the guy on deck now, Brady House, followed with a grand slam. That was the crusher to this point in this game. 9-2 Washington. 2-2 to Meade. Outside, ball 3.
It's just such a weird feeling when the Mets are playing almost must-win games in April. Right? This was a team was 500. This would just be one of those nights.
Payoff pitch hit hard towards third. A fair ball beyond the reach of Bichette, goes down the left field line. Karam's off the sidewall. Meade digging for second. The throw by Melendez way offline. Carries all the way to first base, right to Brett Beatty. But that will hold Meade to a 2-base hit.
Just everything is under the microscope here for the Mets. You're just talking about the Reds. Reds are in first place. They're 19-10 in the Central. They're down 8-0. Sure, that 8-0 feeling is different than this 7-run deficit the Mets are in right now. It's just everything is under the microscope when this team is out to a 10-19 start.
Went a long way back in this one here in the 6th inning, trailing by 7. First pitch to House, taken low, 1-0. Brady House with the grand slam in a 7-run 4th inning for Washington. How about that? The Mets scored 7 in the 4th inning last night. They could enjoy it for 24 hours. The 1-0 taken high, and it's 2-0. House also has struck out and grounded to third. Meade walks his lead off of second. And Manaya's 2-0. Outside, ball 3. Minaya at 38 pitches now. Mets would like to extend him as far as possible, particularly given the score, the fact that they've got the quick turnaround tomorrow. (3-0). Now the pitch, and House takes right down the middle, a called strike, and it's 3-1. Minaya to the belt, the 3-1 is low, ball 4. And so House is aboard, and C.J. Abrams will be next. And that is the first walk allowed in this game by Minaya. 7 of the 9 runs charged to the account of David Peterson, who lasted 3 2/3. And so Minaya being asked to carry as much of the load as possible for as long as he can. And now Abrams. Lefty against lefty. First pitch, fastball to the knees. A called strike, 0-1. Apple Bank, where saving meets amazing. Apple Bank's a proud partner of the New York Mets. Visit applebank.com to learn more. 0-1. Pitch, swing and a miss at a sweeper. So, 0-2 now on left-hand hitting C.J. Abrams. Also a major part of that Juan Soto deal with the Padres several years ago. 0-2 pitch, way outside with a sweeper. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Most teams, when they trade a player such as Soto, don't get the kind of return that the Nationals were able to obtain. Here's the 1-2. Swinging a looping line drive, softly hit into right field for a base hit. Mead around third. He's coming home. Then just throw to the plate up the third base line. The run scores. Now the throw is to second, and Abrams slides in safely. Stopping at third is House, and so the Nationals add a run. They now lead 10-2 and have runners at second and third with 1 out.
And that play at second base to try to get Abrams was close, and I think if the Mets had not lost their challenge, they would have challenged this, because Carlos Mendoza immediately shot his hand up and then realized, well, I can't wait for anything because we don't have a challenge anymore.
So Abrams comes up with his third hit of the game. I'm sure they'll give him credit for an RBI, a single, and he takes second on the throw, presumably. And so 2 more in scoring position. And Justin Willard, the Mets pitching coach, out at the mound. Doesn't look like anybody's getting up to throw yet in the Mets bullpen, so just trying to give Minaya a breather here and accentuate the fact that they need him to stretch out a little further. It's 10-2, and again, there's a game in short order tomorrow afternoon, so want to burn as little bullpen as you can at this point.
He's got to wear it. That's just what happens here.
Infield in for Jacob Young. First pitch, broken bat, roller foul up the first base line, and it is 0-1. The fact that the Nationals have scored a lot of runs tonight, even after being shut out last night, should not be considered surprising based on the way this first month has gone. They've averaged 5.2 runs per game. That's 4th best in the National League. It's their pitching that has really hurt them this year. They are scoring runs, and they've hit double digits in this one. Young has driven in a run with a ground ball out, walked and scored and struck out. 0-1. House at third, Abrams at second. The pitch, fastball outside, 1-1. And it is a glaring and noticeable fact that nobody's throwing in that Mets bullpen. The 1-1. Swing and a foul back to the screen, 1-2. Wearing it is hard enough. Very often the ones who are asked to wear it are the ones who are optionable, and, you know, they're kind of the borderline guys who spend most of the year going up and down several times. Manaea is not one of those. This has to be hard for him. 1-2 the count. Now the pitch. Outside with a fastball, ball 2.
Yeah, I just don't think the Mets expected to be here either. I mean, he's their highest paid pitcher on this roster, and he's been a long man out of the bullpen.
2-2 to Young. Now the pitch. Swinging a high fly ball to shallow right. Charging in his Benj. Shallow right field. Makes the backhand catch. The runner's hold as Benj wisely runs the ball back into the infield before flipping it to Mauricio. So 2 men away.
That's actually a great catch. You've got the infield in. This is a ball Simeon probably catches if he's playing normal depth second base. And Benj knows he's got to catch this. He's the only man in the area. Loses the hat in the process. Cuts down on those aerodynamics and gets to the ball.
So 2 away. Runners remain second and third. And a left-hand hitter now, Dalen Lyle coming up. He's 1 for 3 in the infield, drops back. First pitch is a fastball just outside, evidently. As Alvarez
Catcher's challenging the call of ball.
So challenging now at 10-2, trying to get out of this inning without further damage.
Pitches to strike, 0-1.
Alvarez
New York has 2 remaining challenges.
wins his battle.
Well, you had that in your zone, too, there. I could feel you were looking for a strike there on that call.
Yeah, it's raining. It's getting late. The 0-1. Swinging a foul back to the screen. 0-2. It's all about us. That's right. Madge wrote that ballad years ago. It's titled Me, Me, Me. You figure the lyrics out for yourself. Kind of catchy. 0-2 to Lyle. The pitch. Little bit low with a fastball. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
It's funny, baseball, when they came out with the ABS this year, they said, oh, the strike zone's a living, breathing thing. We don't want it to be tight all the time. What if it's 10-0? Well, here we are, 10-2.
I say expand it. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball outside, a sweeper, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
It's one of those things where the computer, the ABS, got every single pitch, we'd be going through it like a fine-tooth comb. Should depend on the game situation a little bit.
2-2 pitch. Swing on a broken bat, or so it sounds. Line drive foul down the first base side. Apparently did not break the bat. Lyle immediately looked at it, thinking he might have cracked it, but he did not. Joey Weimer, right-hand hitter on deck. 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed strike 3. Got him with a fastball, and that retires the side. 4th strikeout for Minaya. The Nationals add 1 run. There were 2 hits, no errors, 2 left. In the middle of the 6th inning, it's the Nationals 10 and the Mets 2 on Odyssey Mets Radio, powered by the all-new Nissan Sentra.
Let's go, Mets!
Choose to lean into it. Every Mazda is engineered to give you effortless control.
I wake up.
In baseball, great teams know one thing. Smart defense wins championships. The same is true when it comes to protecting yourself. That's why more Americans are starting with Byrna Less Lethal. Byrna Less Lethal personal protection products are designed to stop an attacker for up to 40 minutes, giving you time to get to safety and call for help. Byrna is proudly American and hand-assembled in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Play smarter defense. Visit Byrna.com today. That's B-Y-R-N-A, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com to check availability at your location.
Hey, baseball fans, it's game time. Gear up for the season with Key Food and their family of supermarkets. Your one-stop shop for all your game day essentials. Whether you're grilling up hot dogs or snacking on peanuts and popcorn, Key Food has you covered with a selection that never strikes out. Plus, as proud sponsors of Odyssey Mets Radio, Key Food and their family of supermarkets brings every thrilling moment straight to you. Key Food. The difference is key.
Introducing the all-new MLB Plus, your ticket to streaming baseball's best. Enjoy MLB Network 24/7 with live out-of-market games and award-winning shows. Enhance game nights with MLB Big Inning, live and commercial-free. And hear live home and away radio broadcasts of every game, blackout-free. Even stream minor league games all season. It's all here and it's all new. Get MLB Plus for just $59.99 a year. Visit MLB.com/MLB Plus.
First matters.
Last of the 6th inning. Nationals 10, Mets 2, still raining. Tyrone Taylor leads off, takes on the outside corner, strike 1 called. Carson Bench is on deck, brought to you by TimberTech Decking and Railing. Everything wood should be. Visit timbertech.com. Taylor 1 for 2. And the 0-1 breaking ball in for a called strike. And it's 0-2 to Tyrone. After Bench, it'll be Marcus Semien. Nationals 10 runs, 10 hits, no errors. The Mets 2 runs, 7 hits, no errors. 0-2 pitch. Reached for and popped in the air to shallow right. Charging back, Nunez, the second baseman, and he makes the one-hand catch. He's almost halfway out in right field when his momentum finally allows him to stop. So 1 away. We'll pause here for station ID.
This is Odyssey Mets Radio on WHSQ and WCBS-FM HD2, New York.
Howie Rose, Keith Rad with you on a gloomy night at the ballpark and a gloomy score for Mets fans. Washington 10, New York 2. Carson Bench takes a called strike, 0-1 with 1 out and nobody on here in the last of the 6th inning. Thankfully, the rain has not intensified much beyond how it's coming down now. the 0-1 in for a called strike, 0-2. And again, it can't be comfortable for the people who are here and have remained in their seats but don't have the benefit of sitting under cover. Give them credit for hanging in. Now the 0-2. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Got him with a changeup. And that's 10 strikeouts again for Cade Cavalli. So 2 men away. And it will bring up Marcus Semien. Mentioned that game against the Braves. Cavalli struck out 10 in 5 innings, throwing 85 pitches. And here he is now, 89 pitches, 10 punch-outs, 2 out in the 6th, and here's Semien. First pitch, foul back to the screen, 0-1.
Well, this was the dream. First-round pick, 2020 draft, 22nd overall. He just has not been able to stay healthy. And now that he is healthy, it's a matter of getting back to what he was before. And this is now back-to-back outings for him. If it's July or August, he's probably as close to perfect as possible. He looked pretty good tonight.
0-1 the count. Now the pitch. Fastball, line down the right field line, foul, 0-2. Now's perfect time to get a Peerless Boiler. Don't wait. Go to peerlessboilers.com for more information and an installer near you. Remember, Peerless Boilers, the world's best built boilers. 0-2 to Semien. Pitch, breaking ball lined over short, base hit going into left field. So an 0-2 sweeper left up, and Semien delivers his second hit of the game, a 2-out single, and it'll bring up Ronnie Mauricio. And let's keep in mind now how bad Mauricio has looked against that curve or knuckle curve that breaks down and in near Mauricio's back foot. He has not handled that pitch at all. He has swung through it probably 5 or 6 times. Even though he struck out his first time up on a sweeper, it was that knuckle curve that got him the second. First pitch, there it is again. Swung on and missed, 0-1.
It's really frustrating for a manager, hitting coach to see. I want to see adjustments made mid-at-bat as the game goes on. I mean, you called it. We saw it. He still swung at it.
Well, adjustments, very often they say, come down to pitch recognition. Somehow he's not recognizing that. The 0-2 swung on and fouled off to the left out of play. And the count, no balls and 2 strikes. That was a curve that didn't break down and in. That one was actually hittable. Mauricio fouled it off. So again, does he come right back with it? 0-2 the count. Now the pitch. Swinging a bouncing ball foul up the first base side. That time a straight change. Mauricio 5 out of 20 at the plate so far. He's playing just about every day against righties, as Francisco Lindor remains on the injured list and will for a while. 0-2. Cavalli sets. Now the pitch. Fastball, and he fouled it straight back. A rare fastball to Mauricio. As much as anything to let him know he might come at him with that pitch again, but then you ask yourself, does it set him back up for that knuckle curve to the back foot?
That's what I'm thinking. That was just a big setup pitch.
Yeah. So, 0-2. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball lifted in the air to left field, pretty deep. Lyle back, and he makes the catch, side retired. Again, that was the knuckle curve, but it had enough plate for Mauricio to get his arms extended and make contact, but it's a fly ball out, and the Mets are done in the 6th. 1 hit, 1 left at the end of 6. Nationals 10, Mets 2 on Odyssey Mets Radio, powered by the all-new Nissan Sentra.
Let's go, Mets!
Choose to lean into it. Every Mazda is engineered to give you effortless control.
I wake up.
In baseball, great teams know one thing. Smart defense wins championships. The same is true when it comes to protecting yourself. That's why more Americans are starting with Byrna Less Lethal. Byrna Less Lethal personal protection products are designed to stop an attacker for up to 40 minutes, giving you time to get to safety and call for help. Byrna is proudly American and hand-assembled in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Play smarter defense. Visit Byrna.com today. That's B-Y-R-N-A, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com to check availability at your location.
Hey, baseball fans, it's game time. Gear up for the season with Key Food and their family of supermarkets. your one-stop shop for all your game day essentials. Whether you're grilling up hot dogs or snacking on peanuts and popcorn, Key Food has you covered with a selection that never strikes out. Plus, as proud sponsors of Odyssey Mets Radio, Key Food and their family of supermarkets brings every thrilling moment straight to you. Key Food. The difference is key.
Your butcher knows to keep the bone on. You're sent into a state of panic when a grape falls on the floor. You are a guest in your own bed. One time, you considered trying kibble. Okay, 2 times. You haven't said the word W-A-L-K out loud in years. Yep, you must love dogs. Play New York Lottery's $1 million Must Love Dogs scratch-off game for a chance to win. Please play responsibly. Must be 18 plus.
7th inning, here's Keith.
Thank you, Howie. First pitch from Sean Manaea to Joey Weimer is cut on and fouled back for strike 1. Top of the 7th, 10-2 Nationals, who were shut out, beaten big time by the Mets last night, 8-0. Today they get a chance to chuckle on their side. Here's the 0-1 to Weimer. Lifted foul off to the right, and the count 0-2. Well, Carlos Mendoza has talked about this yesterday a little bit. It's just simply winning series, and that's the only way you pull yourself out of extended slumps, and the Mets are 10-19. It has been extended. 0-2. Crushed on a line to left field. Long run from Melendez. Leaps, and it hits off the top of his glove and rolls along the warning track. He picks it up near the wall and fires in, and this puts Weimer at second base with a double. A valiant effort by Melendez on a ball that was scorched on a low line drive. Hooking away from Melendez, another look at it, and he leapt up, turned the glove over on the backhand, and hit the webbing opposite side of the fingertips on the glove. Just missed it. So now Nunez, first pitch fastball, misses outside to the righty, and it's ball 1. So certainly in a season of series, taking 2 out of 3, 3 out of 4, you look up at the end of the year, you've won 66% of games. 1-0, misses low, 2 balls and no strikes. 660 winning percentage, that'd be great. You'd like to finish that high, or at least on the north side of 500. But whoever wins this series is going to have at least one rough loss of the 3 games. 2-0. Missed inside, 3 balls and no strikes. Now, Mets will have that chance. Of course, there's still some game left here, but down big time, 10-2. We'll have that chance tomorrow to walk away having won 2 out of 3. Before heading out to Anaheim, take on the Angels Friday. 3-0 to Nunez. Way outside, and he actually stepped out before that pitch came in. It was as if he knew that Manaea was going to miss a 1.5 foot outside. So a double and now a walk, and K-Bear Ruiz, the 9-man, coming up. Nobody up in the Met bullpen. Manaea's at 62 pitches. And there really is no reason to get anybody up at this point yet, with the game so upside down. It is 10-2 Washington as Ruiz climbs in. Page of the game brought to you by Optimum, famously fast fiber internet. We are 2 hours and 3 minutes in. Pitch. Slow sweeper, connects to the outside corner. 0-1 on the switch hitter, batting right. Ruiz 0 for 3 tonight on a team that has 10 runs on 11 hits. Everybody has been on except for Ruiz. Next pitch, another sweeper, another strike, and it's 0-2. Rain pitter-pattering the top of the dugouts right now. The infield dirt getting slightly darker, but not drastically. 0-2. Missed low with a sweeper. 1 ball and 2 strikes. That's how he mentioned the rain overnight will be with us. And then by late morning when we start this thing up at 1 o'clock again tomorrow, should be all good to go on a cloudy day tomorrow. Manaea's 1-2. Missed down low, a sweeper, 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the Mets will be seeing the Angels, who played the White Sox today in Chicago and lost 3-2. Angels have been struggling big time. That game, by the way, was completed in 10 innings. They have lost 6 games in a row, the Angels. 2-2. Foul back to the screen. That stays 2 balls and 2 strikes. Kurt Suzuki is now managing the Angels. Remember, it was very close that Albert Pujols was going to be the guy that got the lead job, but in what felt like a little bit of a stunning move. Kurt Suzuki managing. Got off to a good start, but with the loss today, they are 12-20. The 2-2. Ruiz lifts one foul behind home plate and out of play. Check some other out-of-town scores brought to you by Food Bazaar. Shop local, eat global. In Milwaukee, bottom of the fifth, 4-2 Arizona. Brandon Sproat on the mound for the Brewers has given up the 4 runs in 4 1/3. His ERA is 6.75. 2-2. Missed low is sweeper. 3 balls and 2 strikes. As that pitch missed low. Looks like the Mets bullpen is starting to get moving out there. Manaya again. He's been stretched out, but it's hard to get him to 75, 80 pitches. Next one will be number 70. Payoff. Lifted to left field, not deep. Melendez back couple of steps. Well shy of the track. Makes the catch for the second out. Runners stay put. Weimer at second and Nunez at first. No one out. Back to the top of the order in this top of the 7th inning. 10-2 Washington. And James Wood coming up. So Brandon Sproat mentioned pitching for Milwaukee tonight. ERA has been close to 7. Jet Williams has been at AAA and is hitting .223 with a 644 OPS. Pitch to Wood is in for a strike. 0-1. So those are the 2 pieces that went from the Mets to the Brewers. Mets got back, of course, Freddie Peralta and Tobias Myers. 0-1. Misses away to Wood. 1 ball and 1 strike. In Atlanta, the Braves, who are out to a 21-9 start. That is the best record in baseball. They are losing to Detroit 3-2 in the 8th. 1-1. Wood cracks this one up the gut in right center field. That is a base hit and goes all the way to the wall. Boy, that boy moved. Weimer is in. Nunez flying around third. He scores without a throw. Wood is at second. 2-run double. 12-2 Washington. And a double figures lead now for the Nats. They're up by 10 in the 7th. The exit velocity on that ball as Carlos Mendoza comes out was 115 miles an hour. It looked like a line drive to right center field and then hit a jet stream and went all the way to the wall. So 12-2 Nats. Mets will go to the bullpen. Brought to you by the New York Lottery. This could be your lucky play.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Ratliff, Engineering Director at Nissan. You know, some things are important to hear from an expert, not a voice actor. For instance, the Nissan Frontier is not only powerful and fun to drive, but it's durable too. We added the V6 engines. When you need that power in the off-road, it's there. I know, we've tested it a lot. Now get out there and find your Frontier.
Nissan, #1 in new vehicle quality among mainstream brands by J.D. Power. Now get 0% APR financing for 60 months on select 2026 Frontier trims. For J.D. Power 2025 US IQS award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Awards based on 2025 model year. Example: 0 down payment, 0% APR for 60 months financing at $1,667 per month per thousand financed. 1.9% APR for 60 months at $1,748 per month per thousand financed. Actual down payment may vary, subject to NMAC credit approval. Not all buyers qualified. Dealer contribution may affect actual price set by dealer. Contact dealer for details. Ends 5/4/26.
Your butcher knows to keep the bone on. You're sent into a state of panic when a grape falls on the floor. You are a guest in your own bed. One time, you considered trying kibble. Okay, 2 times. You haven't said the word WALK out loud in years. Yep, you must love dogs. Play New York Lottery's $1 million Must Love Dogs scratch-off game for a chance to win. Please play responsibly. Must be 18 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
Mets, who are down by a big margin tonight, 12-2 in the top of the 7th inning, have brought on Carl Edwards Jr., who I'm sure Carlos Mendoza's mind would love to have him just finish this thing out.
You know, he pitched 3 2/3 innings on Sunday, right? And he's only had 2 days off since, which nowadays is, you wonder if that's enough for a guy who pitches 49 pitches as he did on Sunday. I mean, it shouldn't be a problem, but who knows?
He was a reliever. The Mets brought him in this year and stretched him out at AAA. He's facing Curtis Mead with a runner at second and 1 out. And the first pitch fastball's in for a strike. 0-1. So, of course, that runner at second is Manaya's run. So far, Sean's given up 5 runs of the 12. 0-1. Mead hits a hard shot towards short, flag down by Mauricio, but he simply stops the ball. It deadens in the grass behind him. It's a base hit for Mead. Wood goes to third, and because Mauricio had stopped the ball. He stops there. For a second there, it looked like Mauricio had squeezed that on one hop. He might have been able to think about a play, but he was turned around, almost fielded that ball with his back to the pitcher's mound. And so the hits keep on coming for the Nationals, who have him at the corners with one out for Brady House. House has had what felt like the big shot in this game. That was the grand slam off Minaya, who had come in, hit his first batter, and then gave up the grand slam to House in the fourth. That was a 7-run inning tonight for the Nats. Edwards set. Pitch. Bends low with a curve, and it's 1 ball and no strikes.
Alvarez was just looking into the dugout just before that first pitch. He wanted to know what the Mets were going to do at first base in terms of holding Meade or not. And Beatty was looking for the same answer, and he found it. He is not holding him.
A 1-0, misses well high. Fastball, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. This is a just get to the 27 outs total type game now that the Nats have a 12-2 lead in the 7th. 2-0. Swing and a miss. And it's 2-1.
Hopefully without the folly of going to a position player.
I don't know if you're going to run away from that one tonight, my friend. No, it doesn't look like it. Especially since, like you said, Edwards pitched Sunday. 2-1, swing and a miss. And it's 2-2. Now, Edwards called up the other day when, right around the time Christian Scott went down. Remember, Christian Scott has been brought back up. 2-2. Swing and a miss. So Edwards gets his first out.
He thought it was 3 out.
That's the second out of the inning.
Edwards started down the mound as though he was going to head to the dugout. But 2, not 3.
A lot of long night, a lot of traffic, a lot of runs. 12-2 Washington, first and third, 2 outs. Here's Abrams batting left. First pitch, missed high, 1 ball and no strikes. So who knows what the Mets' plan for Edwards is, but the plan for Christian Scott is to pitch on Friday against the Angels. Scott, McClain, and Holmes, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 1-0. Up and away. 2 balls and no strikes. By the way, the game Friday when the Mets take the field will be May 1st. Does this not feel like the longest April of your life?
Well, it started in March.
2-0. Pitch. Bounces up there. 3 balls and no strikes.
I mean, don't you get a kick out of reading things or seeing things online where somebody talks about records that are being set in the month of April? This has never happened before in the month of April. But the month of April used to start from a baseball schedule standpoint on the 8th or 9th.
3-0 is high. A 4-pitch walk. Abrams is on. Meade to second. Wood stays at third, so they're loaded up now for Jacob Young. Yeah, that too, and the other part of it that I've seen a lot that, you know, it's you write it because you can is, well, no team has ever made the playoffs with such and such start. Now, how many years have we had basically half the league getting in?
Exactly.
Here's Young. Pitch. Fouled back. Went right up to the fastball, and it's 0-1. So, you know, people write things to make it seem like the sky is falling even more than it has been falling on certain teams. Mets are not alone in that. Houston, they're in the basement of the AL West. Boston, same deal.
This guy's got a low ceiling, though.
The 0-1 is low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, that's the danger, is the old adage, you can't win the division in April, but you can lose it. You can bury yourself, and a loss tonight will take the Mets to 10 under. But again, a chance to win this series tomorrow, and those are the kind of things they have to do to make their way out of this. 1-1. Lined up the middle, of base hit going into center field. They'll bring in 1. The third base coach, Victor Estevez, is holding up that second run, even though that was pretty much daylight for Curtis Meade. So it's an RBI single for Jacob Young to make it 13-2, and the bases remain loaded.
I think Estevez's shoulder is hurting from all the windmilling he's done.
Wood is in. Meade was the one that was held up. Now, he could have walked home. And I think even Taylor thought, too, charging that ball like he should. Got to make a play on it. And didn't get a great grip because the ball probably a little bit slick maybe in the wet grass. Taylor came up twisting like he was going to throw, but saw that there was no place to throw because Estevez was being kind there. So it's an 11-run lead for the Nats. Dalen Lyle coming up. He's the 9th man to the plate in the inning.
All right. Which position player you think is going to pitch?
You weren't going to get out of this one alive, my
It's
friend.
only the 7th inning.
Yes, it is.
I think I got 7 outs yet.
Let's see. If I'm a
Torrens?
betting, would Austin Slater make his Mets debut on the mound? No.
That would be wild.
I would probably guess Torrens. He has done it before.
Right. That's my choice. Not that I'm pining for it.
Nope. If it was your choice, you wouldn't be doing it. Wouldn't be seeing it at all. Edwards looking for the final out of the 7th. 13-2 Nats. First pitch, breaking ball, strike, 0-1. Well, Minaya was responsible for James Wood, so Manaya's line is closed. 6 runs, 7 hits in 2 2/3. Bases loaded, 2 outs, 0-1. Fouled off at home plate. That's 0-2 on Dalen Lyle, who has one of the 14 Nationals hits. And the only time he got on is when he scored part of the 7-run 4th inning. 2 in the first, 7 in the 4th, 1 in the 6th, 3 here, still batting, top of the 7th, as that misting rain lightly falls on Citi Field. Edwards is 0-2. Swing and a miss, struck him out with a fastball, and the inning is over. Nationals grab 3 more runs on 4 more hits and leave the bases loaded. 13-2 Washington, middle of 7 on Odyssey Mets Radio, powered by the all-new Nissan Sentra.
Choose to lean into it. Every Mazda is engineered to give you effortless control.
I wake up.
In baseball, great teams know one thing. Smart defense wins championships. The same is true when it comes to protecting yourself. That's why more Americans are starting with Byrna Less Lethal. Byrna Less Lethal personal protection products are designed to stop an attacker for up to 40 minutes, giving you time to get to safety and call for help. Byrna is proudly American and hand-assembled in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Play smarter defense. Visit Byrna.com today. That's B-Y-R-N-A, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com to check availability at your location.
Hey, baseball fans, it's game time. Gear up for the season with Key Food and their family of supermarkets. Your one-stop shop for all your game day essentials. Whether you're grilling up hot dogs or snacking on peanuts and popcorn, Key Food has you covered with a selection that never strikes out. Plus, as proud sponsors of Odyssey Mets Radio, Key Food and their family of supermarkets brings every thrilling moment straight to you. Key Food. The difference is key.
Introducing the all-new MLB Plus, your ticket to streaming baseball's best. Let's go! Enjoy MLB Network 24/7 with live out-of-market games and award-winning shows. Enhance game nights with MLB Big Inning, live and commercial-free. And hear live home and away radio broadcasts of every game, blackout-free. Even stream minor league games all season. It's all here and it's all new. Get MLB Plus for just $59.99 a year. Visit MLB.com/MLB Plus.
Bottom of the 7th in Queens. It is 13-2 Washington. Bo Bichette leads off against a new pitcher, lefty Cionel Perez. First pitch. Bo takes a fastball strike on the outside corner. 0-1. Cionel Perez, first year with the Nationals, 9th year in the Bigs. A couple seasons with Houston, 1 with Cincy, and 4 with Baltimore. First year in D.C. 0-1. Laced foul to the right. And it's 0-2. So the night done for Cade Cavalli, who was really good, and then once it got to be 9-1, could coast a little bit there. Ended up striking out 10 over 6, gave up 2 runs on 8 hits, and walked 2. 0-2 to Bichette. Perez fires. That's fought off foul to the right. Over the dugout, onto the netting, and into the Camberwell down that first base line. It stays 0-2, and a look down that line. Camberwell, everybody's under a hood or under something, a windbreaker.
That's are underwater.
0-2. All the way to the backstop. That missed. That's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Still misting, and it's never really gotten to an intensity where you looked over. Are they going to bring out the grounds crew or the tarp? Tarp's been covered. They tuck it in the third base corner there. Perez is 1-2. Drops low with a slurve. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Perez in 14 games this year has an ERA of 7.62. More walks than strikeouts. More hits than innings. He has supremely struggled. It's a get-right game for him. 2-2 is cracked down the right field line, foul. And it stays 2-2. There is 30 years old from Cuba. Just turned 30 on April 21st.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
You remembered.
Gary's birthday, Pete Stemkowski Day. It's a big day.
Oh. And you know who else's birthday it is today? Jerry. 2-2 is grounded foul. It stays 2 balls and 2 strikes. Who did I miss there? What day is it today?
Pete Stemkowski Day, because the former Ranger scored a triple overtime goal on this date, and I can't believe this, 55 years ago, and I still haven't gotten over losing the 7th game in Chicago. I never will.
2-2. Hit hard to short. Grabbed on one hop by the new shortstop, Nassim Nunez, who is taking over for Abrams, and he throws out Bichette for the out. Jose Tena has come on to play second base. So it looks like Abrams is out of the game, with Nunez sliding over to short. Now here's Juan Soto, has been on all 3 times. He's a triple shy of the cycle. Mets chasing 11, 13-2 Washington, 1 out in the 7th. Left on left. First pitch. Breaking ball, strike. Big bender there, and it's 0-1. Now, Soto and triples. Of course, you know Soto about hits and walks and home runs. He has hit 16 major league triples. The 0-1. Missed down low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Some ballparks are helpful for triples. Got to have the right dimensions. Triples, you almost have to luck into them. They almost work out that way. Not quite as lucky as an inside the park home run. But need speed and you need placement. 1-1. Missed outside a heater. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Oracle Park in San Francisco, Coors Field in Denver. They're pretty good triples hitters parks.
Absolutely. This park, not so much. Infield back around to the right. 2-1. Washed in the sky to center field and deep. Young back, stops shy of the track and makes the catch for the out. So the fans who are still here, bottom of the 7th, 11-run game, oohing and eyeing, thinking maybe forget the triple, he's going to hit it over everybody. Soto flies out, 2 away, and it'll bring up the newest Met, just signed 48 hours ago, 72 hours ago, Austin Slater. And Tommy Pham was DFA'd. Mets brought in Austin Slater, veteran righty hitter. He's a guy that played some of his games at Oracle Park, longtime Giant, getting his first Mets at bat. 10th season of the bigs for Slater. Pitch. Fastball, strike, 0-1.
By the way, Tommy Pham was outrighted after clearing waivers to the Mets AAA Syracuse team, but he declined the outright and elected free agency.
13-2 Nats. Pitch. Slater takes a strike, and it's 0-1. So basically, Tommy Pham had a chance to stay with the Mets, go to AAA and wait for a call up, and said, not going to happen. And he'll go out and find a job. 0-2. Missed outside to Slater. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
0 for 13 is not a great resume, though, when you go in for your job interview.
No.
Here it is, 0 for 13, 7 punch-outs.
Yeah, Pham got off to a late start, and Mets put him in there. 1-2. Drilled in the air to right, sending Weimer back. Drifting toward the track, makes the catch to end the inning. 1-2-3 go the Mets. We go to the 8th. 13-2 Washington on Odyssey Mets Radio, powered by the all-new Nissan Sentra.
Let's go, Mets!
Choose to lean into it. Every Mazda is engineered to give you effortless control.
I wake up.
In baseball, great teams know one thing. Smart defense wins championships. The same is true when it comes to protecting yourself. That's why more Americans are starting with Byrna Less Lethal. Byrna Less Lethal personal protection products are designed to stop an attacker for up to 40 minutes, giving you time to get to safety and call for help. Byrna is proudly American and hand-assembled in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Play smarter defense. Visit Byrna.com today. That's B-Y-R-N-A, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com to check availability at your location.
Hey, baseball fans, it's game time. Gear up for the season with Key Food and their family of supermarkets. your one-stop shop for all your game day essentials. Whether you're grilling up hot dogs or snacking on peanuts and popcorn, Key Food has you covered with a selection that never strikes out. Plus, as proud sponsors of Odyssey Mets Radio, Key Food and their family of supermarkets brings every thrilling moment straight to you. Key Food. The difference is key.
Puka, Bella, I'm sure you've noticed some changes.
Who are you talking to?
I'm just practicing for when I have to tell the dogs about the twins. You know, because they'll
Be fine in the spacious third row seat.
But the twins
Can sleep peacefully thanks to the rear manual sunshade.
And what about the
Extra cargo space for strollers and dog beds?
I guess you're right.
Can we go to the hospital now? The contractions are getting closer.
The three-row Lexus TX, because everyone should feel like the center of the universe.
This copyrighted broadcast is presented by authority of the New York Mets. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Mets. Eighth inning at Citi Field. It is all Nationals tonight. They have a 13-2 lead. Austin Slater does take over. Straight switch for MJ Melendez, who he pinch hit for. So you have Slater in left field and Carl Edwards Jr. back on the mound. Howie.
All right, thank you very much. So Edwards going out there for the eighth inning, and then we'll see about the ninth, if it's a real pitcher or a position player. But the first pitch to Joey Wiemer is swung on and missed, 0-1. Peterson went 3 2/3, gave up 5 hits and 7 runs. Minaya in 2 2/3 gave up 7 hits and 6 runs. The 0-1 taken high and off the glove of Alvarez. 1 ball and 1 strike. And all that does is speak to an issue that the Mets have in their starting rotation. Kodai Senga down indefinitely and was ineffective. Peterson has not gotten untracked. Minaya working out of the pen. The 1-1 breaking ball high, 2 balls and 1 strike. You know, the Mets know that in an emergency they can use Tobias Myers as a starter, but they really don't look at him in that vein. The 2-1 fastball in for a called strike. It's 2-2. So the Mets have gotten reliable work, certainly from Holmes and Nolan McLean, Peralta. After that, roll the dice. Here's the 2-2. Low outside, 3-2.
I mean, tonight, you have Peterson, his ERA is now 6.53. Minaya 6.55. Those are 2 reliable, or you thought were reliable lefties, starters coming into the year.
Well, those numbers speak for themselves, and they speak to a certain desperation the Mets have. Here's the payoff pitch. Swinging a foul back to the screen, a fastball. Again, Christian Scott is going to get another start with the expectation that for now he'll stay in the rotation. And that's going to be effectively in Senga's spot on Friday in Anaheim when the Mets play the Fightin' Randazzos. Here's a payoff pitch. In there, strike 3 call. Slipped the fastball over the outside corner.
I found out that Saturday, it's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday series, Saturday's Wayne's birthday. So if you have something, if we have a little piece of cake, we can stuff it in the overhead on the flight out.
Gelbs will take care of all of that. Don't worry. And I think he's got something special planned probably because those 2 guys, they're close. Nasim Nunez, the batter. First pitch, breaking ball high, ball 1, as though you didn't know that. Nunez 1 for 2, 2 walks. 1-0 pitch. Fastball to the knees, 1-1. Paid crowd tonight, 32,624. Far fewer than that at the start. Much less people than that now. On the outside corner, a called strike, 1-2. I don't know. You know, we always say we can't see what's above our heads here in the upper deck, but if there are 3,000 people in the building now, it might be a lot. 1-2 pitch, changeup in there, strike 3 call. Edwards has his 4th strikeout. So 2 men away. Keibert Ruiz coming up, and this one is for our friend Laura Albanese. May the Force be with you on May 14th for Star Wars Day at Citi Field. Purchase through the special event ticket offer and get a Nolan McLean Star Wars bobblehead. Go to Mets.com/Star Wars for details. First pitch to Ruiz, curving for a called strike, 0-1. She is rather fond of that series.
Yes, she is. You, however, are not.
I saw one. The 0-1 breaking ball in the dirt, 1-1. My wife and I were looking for something different to do one night, not being of that particular genre. She said, "You want to see this?" I said, "Not really." She said, "What, do you want to stay around all night in the house?" 1-1, taken for a called strike, 1-2. I said, "All right, let's go." And I don't know, I thought Harrison Ford was the big maca, and they killed him off. I hope I didn't ruin it for anybody.
Don't spoil it,
Well,
Howie.
that's like 5 episodes ago or something. 1-2 to Ruiz. This guy chopped straight down at home plate. And it's 1-2 to Keibert Ruiz. As we come to you live from the Bob Murphy broadcast booth, proudly presented by Bigelow Tea. Bigelow Tea, please grab a mug and tea proudly. Oh, we'll be packing that stuff tomorrow.
Sleep fast.
I don't know, thanks to that cake.
You're nervous about the cake?
Yes, the sugar. 1-2 to Ruiz, fouled back. You don't have a problem eating. I don't understand how people can drink coffee after dinner, especially if they have a late dinner.
Yep.
And cake, which is filled with sugar, and then just go to sleep and sleep through the night. I can't.
The coffee one will keep me up. I don't know about the cake. I'll have to get back to you on that one. I don't know if I remember if cake
Well, you
keeps
had
me
some
up or
tonight.
not. I did.
I hope to see you tomorrow. Let us know then. 1-2 to Ruiz. Swung on and missed strike 3. Side retired. So there's our tease for tomorrow. Make sure to join us and see how Keith handled trying to sleep after a big piece of cake. Well, Mr. Edwards strikes out the side in the 8th. He's got the 9th in him, doesn't he? We don't need a position player. Middle of the 8th inning. Washington 13, the Mets 2 on Odyssey Mets Radio, powered by the all-new Nissan Sentra.
Let's go, Mets!
Choose to lean into it. Every Mazda is engineered to give you effortless control.
I wake up.
In baseball, great teams know one thing. Smart defense wins championships. The same is true when it comes to protecting yourself. That's why more Americans are starting with Byrna Less Lethal. Byrna Less Lethal personal protection products are designed to stop an attacker for up to 40 minutes, giving you time to get to safety and call for help. Byrna is proudly American and hand-assembled in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Play smarter defense. Visit Byrna.com today. That's B-Y-R-N-A, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com to check availability at your location.
Hey, baseball fans, it's game time. Gear up for the season with Key Food and their family of supermarkets. Your one-stop shop for all your game day essentials. Whether you're grilling up hot dogs or snacking on peanuts and popcorn, Key Food has you covered with a selection that never strikes out. Plus, as proud sponsors of Odyssey Mets Radio, Key Food and their family of supermarkets brings every thrilling moment straight to you. Key Food. The difference is key.
Introducing the all-new MLB Plus, your ticket to streaming baseball's best. Enjoy MLB Network 24/7 with live out-of-market games and award-winning shows. Enhance game nights with MLB Big Inning, live and commercial-free. And hear live home and away radio broadcasts of every game, blackout-free. Even stream minor league games all season. It's all here and it's all new. Get MLB Plus for just $59.99 a year. Visit MLB.com/MLB. Built Boilers.
Last of the 8th inning, Nationals 13, Mets 2. Paxton Schultz, guy that Mets president of baseball operations David Stearns is familiar with because he drafted him into the Milwaukee Brewers organization 7 years ago. Well, Schultz, a right-hander on the mound now for Washington, facing Francisco Alvarez, who's 0 for 3. First pitch to the right-hand batter, in for a called strike, a cutter at the top of the zone, 0-1. Schultz making his 7th appearance in 9 innings. He's given up 9 hits, 5 runs, 4 earned. At a Utah Valley University. There's the 0-1. Check swing, breaking ball away, didn't go. And it's 1-1. Alvarez is twice struck out looking, and then in the 5th inning, hit into a ground ball double play after the Mets had a run home, and runners at first and second, nobody out. 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, chasing the changeup. And it's 1-2. And it's something along the lines of what we were talking about before with some of these young Mets who have been around long enough now to where you would want to see a certain level of progress. And for Alvarez, chasing is still an issue. 1-2 pitch. Taken low, 2-2. With his 0 for 3 tonight, he is 6 for his last 42. Two and two. Now Schultz deals and misses upstairs with a cutter. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Beatty on deck and then Taylor. Perez worked a 1-2-3 7th inning on the mound for Washington. Now Schultz getting some work. And the payoff pitch to Alvarez is in there for a called strike 3. A fastball towards the outer half of the plate. And the third time that Alvarez not only has struck out tonight, but been caught looking. So 3 strikeouts and a double play. Not a great night for Alvarez for 1. 1 out. Brett Beatty coming up, and Brett's 0 for 2 with a walk. He's 0 for his last 12. First pitch, swinging a liner to shallow left field. That's going to fall in for a base hit. So Beatty breaks the 0 for a dozen and holds on at first with a clean single to left. 9th hit for the Mets. Comes with 1 out in the 8th and bring up Tyrone Taylor. The injury report is brought to you by the Rothenberg Law Firm. If you're injured in an accident, the game plan is simple. Just go to injurylawyer.com. Placido Polanco had what they called an intense workout yesterday.
That's 3 in a row.
Did I say Placido again?
Whoever had 3 days, will meet you in the back. You get the raffle prize.
That is the hat trick. Tyrone Taylor fouls one back to the screen, 0-1. Well, this Polanco, named Jorge, he had an intense workout yesterday. Not intense enough for me to get Placido Polanco, who I never met, never liked, never cared about, never played for the Mets, but I can't get that stooge out of my mind.
Can't get it out
the
of my
0-1 taken upstairs by Taylor, 1-1.
Eventually, Jorge Polanco will be back, and you two will have a little thing. Maybe you'll have some Bigelow tea.
At least. 1-1 to Taylor. Now the pitch, and it's lined up the middle. Base hit going into center field. Young up with it, going to second. Beatty. He'll stop there. And on at first with the second hit of the game, Tyrone Taylor. And the Mets have runners at first and second. And 1 man out. Carson Bench coming up. Well, I guess you probably want to know about Jorge Polanco's intense workout yesterday. He's feeling okay today, except he probably preferred that the radio team, or at least this part of it.
Wait a second. This
part of it gets his first name right.
The Royal We.
At least I didn't say Placido Domingo. There's a ground ball wide of second, picked up by Tennant, throws to second, 1 for a force play. And no return throw by Nunez, the shortstop. So Beatty goes to third. Taylor is out 4-6 on the fielder's choice. Benj is on at first. That'll bring up the number 8 hitter, Marcus Semien. And Polanco is evenly challenged by both the Achilles and the wrist problems. And so I still don't want to give any kind of timetable for him. We'll also wait for news on Luis Robert Jr., who's supposed to have had an MRI on his back. Well, here is Torrens, and the first pitch taken for a called strike, 0-1. He is batting for Marcus Semien. Semien went 2 for 3. 0-1 pitch, taken inside, 1 ball and 1 strike.
So this might be good for you. This might mean Carl Edwards Jr. is staying in the game.
Please. He has done nothing that's been wrong. He's restored law and order. The sheriff, the 1-1. Hit hard on 1 hop to second, backhanded by Tena. Throws to second, or first anyway, side retired. So, no runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 left. We go to the 9th. Washington 13, the Mets 2 on Odyssey Mets Radio, powered by the all-new Nissan Sentra.
Let's go, Mets!
Choose to lean into it. Every Mazda is engineered to give you effortless control.
I wake up.
In baseball, great teams know one thing. Smart defense wins championships. The same is true when it comes to protecting yourself. That's why more Americans are starting with Byrna Less Lethal. Byrna Less Lethal personal protection products are designed to stop an attacker for up to 40 minutes, giving you time to get to safety and call for help. Byrna is proudly American and hand-assembled in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Play smarter defense. Visit Byrna.com today. That's B-Y-R-N-A, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com to check availability at your location.
Hey, baseball fans, it's game time. Gear up for the season with Key Food and their family of supermarkets. Your one-stop shop for all your game day essentials. Whether you're grilling up hot dogs or snacking on peanuts and popcorn, Key Food has you covered with a selection that never strikes out. Plus, as proud sponsors of Odyssey Mets Radio, Key Food and their family of supermarkets brings every thrilling moment straight to you. Key Food. The difference is key.
Introducing the all-new MLB Plus, your ticket to streaming baseball's best. Enjoy MLB Network 24/7 with live out-of-market games and award-winning shows. Enhance game nights with MLB Big Inning, live and commercial-free. And hear live home and away radio broadcasts of every game, blackout-free. Even stream minor league games all season. It's all here and it's all new. Get MLB Plus for just $59.99 a year. Visit MLB.com.
Yes.
Oh, boy.
Placido Domingo.
Yes,
everybody.
ladies and gentlemen. We did not change the format yet. James Wood takes on the outside corner from Carl Edwards Jr. for strike one. Beginning of the ninth, 13-2 Washington, as you might surmise. Next pitch taken low. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Brett Beatty moves to second. Luis Torren stays in the game at first. And Edwards out for the ninth. God bless him. The 1-1 taken outside and off the glove of Alvarez. And it's 2-1 because at this point, with the rain coming down, 13-2, ninth inning, the last thing this game needed was a position player on the mound. Here's the 2-1. In for a called strike. It's now 2-2 to James Wood, who has driven in 3 runs in this game, 2 out of 4 with a walk. Placido Domingo. Great opera singer. 2-2 taken high, 3-2. Not that I would know. I'm not a. Have you ever been to an opera?
I've never been to an opera. I wouldn't mind going.
Well, you say that now.
What did you see? Porgy and Bess, huh? What did you
no.
see?
Swing and a miss by Wood at a fastball, strike 3. 1 out here in the top of the ninth inning. No, I actually like Porgy and Bess. We studied that in 9th grade at Cardozo High School.
We studied it.
It Ain't Necessarily So. Great song.
Wheeler Avenue, we did the same. Mr. Hart showed us Porgy and Bess.
Now, them's tunes.
And that's about the only opera I can tell you because we studied it in 6th grade.
Curtis Mead swings and misses, 0-1. I made a tactical error, which resulted in me going to an opera. And I'm not putting down opera. It's just not my cup of tea, if you will. The 0-1 hit high in the air to left center field and deep. Slater back onto the track, looks up, it's gone. Into the Fiesta deck, a home run for Curtis Mead. And the Nationals make it 14-2. 2 touchdowns, beats a safety any night. And Curtis Mead, it's his 4th home run of the year to make it 14-2. But anyway, long time ago, I was on a date with a woman who I was getting to know and rather smitten by. I may confess. Brady House takes high, ball 1. And I mentioned over dinner that at Madison Square Garden that year, they were using opera singers to sing the national anthem at Ranger games. 1-0, swung on and missed, 1-1. And they sounded great. And so I just mentioned to this woman who was much too classy to be out with me. Leave it at that. 1-1 to House, swung on and missed, 1-2. And I said, those opera singers doing the anthem at the Garden sound great. I just made a passing comment. I wonder what they sound like in their own domain. Okay? Left it at that. Well, 1-2 to Brady House. Come on, Carl, throw a pitch. It's coming. And it's swung on and fouled straight down at home plate. Well, this is my old favorite restaurant. No longer there. Mike Minucci's. And this is like 1979, 8, 9. and the bill was like $50 for dinner.
Ooh.
Then, you bet, ooh.
You liked her.
Yeah. 1-2 hit in the air to right field. Ben Junder makes the catch, 2 men away. And so, that was it. That was the end of that particular theme of conversation. But when she saw the check, being the classy woman that she is, or was, I haven't seen her in years, not surprisingly, she said, I can't let you spend this money for dinner. You expressed interest in an opera. I'm going to get us tickets to an opera. And I go, no, you don't need to do that, please. Jose Tena up, takes low ball 1, but she insisted. And we went to see, I think it was called Tosca.
Okay.
Named for Carlos Tosca, former big league coach. 1-0 to Tena, taken for a called strike, 1-1. I didn't understand a word of it, but wouldn't you know it? There was a rather Zoftic woman who fell off a roof and died. And that was the end of the show. It's true. It was true. The 1-1 to Tena, line to left, Slater in, mercifully makes the catch. Get me out of further trouble if that's possible, and that retires the side. This from Tosca. This is the part where
Is this the lady falling off the...
No, you'd hear a different sound. This is the part where Oscar Madison would laugh. A run on a hit, nobody left.
Nobody left is right.
Well, middle of the ninth. It's Washington 14, the Mets 2 on what's left of Odyssey Mets Radio, powered by the all-new Nissan Sentra.
Let's go, Mets!
Hi, this is...
Choose to lean into it. Every Mazda is engineered to give you effortless control.
I wake up.
In baseball, great teams know one thing. Smart defense wins championships. The same is true when it comes to protecting yourself. That's why more Americans are starting with Byrna Less Lethal. Byrna Less Lethal personal protection products are designed to stop an attacker for up to 40 minutes, giving you time to get to safety and call for help. Byrna is proudly American and hand-assembled in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Play smarter defense. Visit Byrna.com today. That's B-Y-R-N-A, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com to check availability at your location.
Hey, baseball fans, it's game time. Gear up for the season with Key Food and their family of supermarkets. Your one-stop shop for all your game day essentials. Whether you're grilling up hot dogs or snacking on peanuts and popcorn, Key Food has you covered with a selection that never strikes out. Plus, as proud sponsors of Odyssey Mets Radio, Key Food and their family of supermarkets brings every thrilling moment straight to you. Key Food. The difference is key.
Introducing the all-new MLB Plus, your ticket to streaming baseball's best. Let's go! Enjoy MLB Network 24/7 with live out-of-market games and award-winning shows. Enhance game nights with MLB Big Inning, live and commercial-free. And hear live home and away radio broadcasts of every game, blackout-free. Even stream minor league games all season. It's all here and it's all new. Get MLB Plus for just $59.99 a year. Visit MLB.com/MLB Plus.
Lefty P.J. Poulin, new pitcher for the Nationals, throws a sweeper to Ronnie Mauricio for a called strike 1. Mauricio batting right-handed now for the first time this season. Mets trail 14-2 here in the bottom of the ninth. And the next pitch taken low outside, a sweeper. And it's 1-1. Mauricio, Bichette, and Soto due up here in the ninth inning. If it comes around to the fifth batter, that'll be Brett Beatty, and he'll be in the fifth batter spotlight. 1-1 on the way, fouled straight down at home plate, 1-2. If it doesn't come to that, well, then just use it for his last at-bat. But look for all of your favorite products at your local Key Food and their family of supermarkets. Mauricio 0 for 3. Mets have 10 hits, but just 2 runs, and are losing 14-2. 1-2 pitch, waved at and missed, strike 3. Mauricio chasing a breaking ball way out of the strike zone. The pitch in the dirt, picked up by Ruiz, throws to first to complete the strikeout. 1 man away. It's a nice 24 hours for the Mets. After that 7-run fourth inning last night, an 8-0 win, which no doubt relaxed them and took at least a little of the immediate heat off of Carlos Mendoza and all the speculation about job security. Well, here's Bo Bichette. First pitch, taken down and in a breaking ball, 1-0.
Well, as ugly as it has been, you've got Freddie Peralta tomorrow against Miles Michaelis, who has struggled mightily, and you just try to win the series.
That's it. 1-0 to Bichette. Now the pitch. Hit on the ground wide of second. Sliding stop by Tania from the outfield grass. Throws to first in time. 2 men away. Nicely done by Jose Tania. Mets down to their last out. Juan Soto coming up. Triple away from the cycle. And it's time to deliver the scores with the scoreboard update from Amazon Hub Delivery. Amazon Hub Delivery. Visit Amazon.com/Hub Delivery. Atlanta beat the Tigers 4-3. Braves winning it in the bottom of the ninth inning. Matt Olson with a 2-run homer off of Kenley Jensen. So here's Soto. Mets need a 13-run home run here. But Soto takes down and in, ball 1.
Braves are now 22-9. That is the best record in baseball.
Mets, on the other hand, 1 out away from falling to 10-20. Here's the 1-0. It's taken for a called strike, 1-1, and never mind the exact date on the calendar. But you look at Mets teams that got off to starts like this, you're talking about the earliest of the early days, 62, 64. 1-1. Now the pitch. Breaking ball low, 2-1.
If the Mets fall tonight, I mean, it's the worst record in baseball, right? How did Philly do tonight?
They were
they were rained out.
They were actually going to move their game up because of the forecast of rain in Philadelphia. They moved the start time up, planned to start at 6, and then they banged it all together. That's baseball terminology for postponed it. 2-1 on the way, hit high in the air to deep right field. Weimer back, he'll have a play on the track, makes the catch, and the ball game is over. The Washington Nationals have even this series at a game apiece in the ninth inning for New York. Nothing across the final score. The Washington Nationals 14 and the New York Mets 2. Back to talk about it in a moment on Odyssey Mets Radio, powered by the all-new Nissan Sentra.
Choose to lean into it. Every Mazda is engineered to give you effortless control.
I wake up.
In baseball, great teams know one thing. Smart defense wins championships. The same is true when it comes to protecting yourself. That's why more Americans are starting with Byrna Less Lethal. Byrna Less Lethal personal protection products are designed to stop an attacker for up to 40 minutes, giving you time to get to safety and call for help. Byrna is proudly American and hand-assembled in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Play smarter defense. Visit Byrna.com today. That's Byrna, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com to check availability at your location.
Hey, baseball fans, it's game time. Gear up for the season with Key Food and their family of supermarkets. Your one-stop shop for all your game day essentials. Whether you're grilling up hot dogs or snacking on peanuts and popcorn, Key Food has you covered with a selection that never strikes out. Plus, as proud sponsors of Odyssey Mets Radio, Key Food and their family of supermarkets brings every thrilling moment straight to you. Key Food. The difference is key.
Introducing the all-new MLB Plus, your ticket to streaming baseball's best. Let's go! Enjoy MLB Network 24/7 with live out-of-market games and award-winning shows. Enhance game nights with MLB Big Inning, live and commercial-free. And hear live home and away radio broadcasts of every game, blackout-free. Even stream minor league games all season. It's all here and it's all new. Get MLB Plus for just